Hey everybody, are you having a problem tuning your snare drum? It's not quite sounding the way you want it to? Well, today we're going to help you out with that. So let's get into it. All right, tuning a snare drum. What we're going to do today is we're going to tune this drum. I did replace the top head on it. Right now, if you're looking down at this thing, you're seeing the bottom of the drum. The bottom head, I haven't touched. It's the way it's been for a long time. The top head is completely detuned, so we're going to get to that in a moment. But I think with every drum you have, every time you tune, you need to start with the bottom head, with the resonant head. Now, on a snare drum, the bottom head, on this particular Mapex drum, this is the Versatis, that comes with an ambassador and an ambassador snare type head. Anyway, it comes with an ambassador snare side head. It's a little bit thicker than the Diplomat, yet it's still crazy thin. This head is breakable just by tightening too much, all right? But you need that bottom head to be really, really tight for the snares to work correctly, okay? So, let's start there. Now, I have not touched this bottom head. I pulled it off the stand, swapped out the top head already, and turned this over, and here we go. First things first, I loosened my snares enough, okay, so that I can take a stick and set it underneath the snare wires carefully. You don't want to screw up your snare wires. You want to put them under there, slide it under, get it out of the way of your tension rods, out of the way of the tension rods. There we go. It's snug, but it's not crazy on there. Now, there's no snares on the head, okay? Our next move is to make sure that this head is in tune. I can tell you this because I've already tried it. The head is slightly out of tune. Just playing drums, your bottom heads will go out of tune. I know you're not touching them. I know you're not playing on them with a stick, but the pressure that comes through a head from the top head, the air movement, constantly puts pressure on that bottom head, and over time it will come out of tune. Same thing with the snare drum, even though this head is crazy tight. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this when I do it. Our goal is to make each tension rod around the drum the same, okay? Now this is a 10 lug snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our goal is to make each one of them as close as possible, if not exactly the same, around the whole head. So let's give it a shot. Let's start here. Hear that kind of weird waver? You already know it's not in tune. Whoa! See how that's like completely off? This bottom head was in tune. Now it's out. All from playing, just playing. So. All right, that's a lot out of tune. Now, it's pretty snug, but we're going to take a couple of these up. I'm going to try to get these two lugs to match that one. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna take that up slightly and across the drum. Now, mind you, if one of these is out or one of these is out, it could be the lug across the drum. Okay, so keep that in mind. Here we go. Okay. Now notice how, if you can hear it, and I hope you can, how these two lugs around the snare mechanism, around the snare bed, are slightly different than the other 6. I think it gives a drum a personality. This is my own personal opinion. This is my own personal like. I don't really do a whole lot with those. They're close and I'm good with it. They seem to be okay. These seem to be okay. Around the drum. Then these 6. Ooh, that one seems a little low. Okay, so I think and again, these are I'm using them on purpose a little lower, okay? So, right now, remember that warble at the beginning? Seems to be gone, so A-okay. All right, bottom head, it's nice and tight. We're gonna take the stick out, be careful. Now, if you have a stick that's all chewed up and it's got splinters everywhere, try to use a cleaner stick because you're gonna jab that into the snares and you're gonna have an issue. So try to get a newer stick on there. But in any case, let's bring those out. All right, bottom head. We're not gonna do anything with the snares at the moment, but we're gonna flip the drum over and let's work on the top head. Now, the top head is completely loose and that's on purpose. It's, as you can tell, I did that on purpose. I like to put my drum head on with the label matching the label on the drum. Okay, the badge on the drum. That's where I always like to put my drum heads. So that's where we've got right here. Next, what you're gonna do is, I prefer 2 drum keys. Okay. I prefer 2 drum keys. I like these, they're the Remos. I would suggest these to you. Another great key is by Evans. Evans makes a great key. But any drum key will do. The reason I like these and the reason I like the Evans is they've got a top on it that you can finger tighten down the tension rods, okay? So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna go around the drum and we're gonna finger tighten the tension rods. Now, I want you to go in like a star pattern. So you're gonna pick 2 tension rods, 2 tension rods across from each other. I'm starting here. You could start anywhere. You could start here. You could start here. You could start over there. You can start here. It doesn't matter. Start where you're comfortable. And we're gonna finger tighten these down until metal meets the washer. We don't want to tighten it yet, but we want metal to meet the washer. So that's what we're gonna do. So lightly, and this is why I like these, you can kind of almost spin these down till it grabs. Okay, now, the metal has met the washer. I could still turn these easily, but it's tightening, okay? Now, I'm gonna go from here, not to the very next one, but I'm going to skip a tension rod and go here. I suggest you do the same. That helps even the pressure on the head going down, okay? So here I am, don't go here, go here, okay? And do the same thing you just did, till the metal meets the washer, okay? Okay, metal meets washer, there we go. Again, I could tighten it more, but I don't want to, okay? Now, here would be your next tension rod, which means we want to go to here, okay? So here we go. We skipped these 2 tension rods. Okay? All right, they're meeting. Now we're gonna skip this tension rod, which we've already screwed down, and go to this one. Again, yep, they're meeting. That's all you need to do. Done, okay? Now we had this tension rod, we're gonna go to this one. And this will be the last one for bringing them down. Tightening, finger tightening. There we go. Now, what I will do, again, I'll start here, and I'll just make sure that everyone, you will have a little play, but just a little smidge of a turn, okay? Because you'll notice things will loosen up once you started bringing all of these down. Okay, we were there. We got to go here. Okay. Okay, we're going to start there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one key. I like to do this with one key. And I'm going to go crisscrossing in that star pattern 1/2 turn. Half turn meaning if this is your key, you're going to turn it half. Okay? A whole turn would be taking this all the way around back to where it was. So we're gonna go a half turn. Here we go, I'm gonna start here so I know where I'm going, and we're going to tighten across. So here we go, half turn. Oop, that one loosened up a little bit. Half turn, skip. Oh, I just untightened that one. Half turn, cross, half turn, skip, half turn, cross, maybe that one was loose, half turn, skip, that one was loose, half turn, don't worry about that crinkly sound, cross the drum, this one was loose, half turn, and keep doing that. Oh, there we go, tighten that one down, and you will notice that over time, lugs will come out of tune. They will not out of tune, they'll get looser, okay? And you want to tighten down finger tight again, then half turn. Soon, they'll start locking into place all around the drum. Now, what I want you to do with this is I want you to actually tune this pretty high. That's not going to be your final tuning, but I have a reason for it, which I'm going to tell you as soon as I get it tuned up to that spot. Is there an actual tuning that it needs to be? No. No, this is not some exact science, okay? You don't have to worry about that. There's no exact science yet. There actually isn't an exact science. All right, I don't have any wrinkles going anywhere. Let's see what the head sounds like. It's still gonna be loose. Okay, that's not the sound you're going for. All right, here we go. Another half turn all the way around. Yeah, we're taking it up pretty high. And it's not gonna be my final, it's definitely not gonna be my final tuning. Notice I keep my finger over here on this lug. That way I can remember where I started in case I started something placed weird on the head. That's the only reason. Okay, we're getting there. At this point, what I want to do is I want to put some pressure in the middle of the head. I'm going to take the palm of my hand, okay? Take the palm like this. Not like this, but more like this. Put it right in the middle of the head. And then I'm just going to add some pressure. And you might hear some crinkling. You might think the head's breaking. That's not what's happening. What's happening is glue is cracking, and that's perfectly fine, okay? But, wow, not much glue cracking. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna do another half turn. Did you notice that there are no more loose tension rods? Like I told you, they will go away over time. Okay. Wow, that doesn't sound too bad right off the bat without much going on. Okay, in any case, now I tune it up again. We're gonna put that palm in the middle. We're gonna press again. Ooh, there was a little crack. Okay. Let's do one more spin of the key, half turn. Notice I keep doing the star pattern and going across the drum. Oh, there's one. Now you may think, if you're new to this, you may think, oh my gosh, there we go. My head is breaking. I gotta take it back to the store. No, that's just glue. That's settled glue cracking. It's totally fine. And you actually want that to happen. Trust me, you want that to happen here. I've had it one time when I was playing and the drum, that crack didn't happen, and I was playing in a gig, and then all of a sudden I noticed my drum just detuned and I heard this crackle, and it was like it all gave at one time, and I had to, after the song, I had to go in and retune the drum. So you want that crackle. Let's see where we are. All right, we're in pretty good shape. I'm gonna keep going though. I want those crackles to be out. So let's see if there's any more in there. Now, some guys will tell you what they do. They'll take the head first and foremost and they'll go around the edges of it before they ever put it on the drum and like press in on the rim or press in on that curve and get all the crackle out before they ever put it on. That's totally up to you. It does work. I don't do it. You may. All I know is that I get good sound out of my drums. By putting pressure on it, I get rid of most of the crackle anyway, almost all of it. And there you go. So you may do that. You may do it my way. Either way is perfectly fine. All right, let's try it one more time. I'm a fairly heavy dude. I'm 6'1" and around 210 pounds, 205, 210, depends on the day. In any case, I literally can put my body weight into it and I'm not breaking anything. So don't worry about that. You're gonna be fine. So, wow, that actually sounds pretty darn good. Anyway, our next job is to get all of these to sound the same. That's our goal. So here we go. I'm gonna go with one key again. I like starting over here if you haven't noticed. Here we go. First and foremost, I am gonna take a stick for this, but I'm gonna take a stick around the drum head. I'm gonna find the highest pitched tension rod or rods. They might be equal and they might be the highest one. My goal is to bring everything else up to that first. That's how I do it. Other people do it a different way, but that's how I do it. So here we go. Let's try and find the tension rod that is the highest pitch. I cannot believe that all 5 of those are almost exactly where they should be. That's actually a miracle. That one tension rod seems a little up. Now, since all of these seem to be in a really good place, I'm gonna take this one down now, just a smidge. I'm not gonna do a half turn, I'm just gonna do less than a quarter. That's probably about an eighth right there. Let's see what happened. I'm really hoping that my microphone is picking this up because I know it's picking up the sound, but is it picking up the overtones or whatnot? Or maybe you're getting something funky that I'm not, but right now, did you see that 1/8 inch turn pretty much lock that into place with everything around it? You don't need to do much at this tension. Wow, that's really, really solid. Okay. Our next move, maybe this isn't the sound I want. Maybe this is too high pitched, okay? And I'm not gonna know that until I decide what kind of song I'm really gonna play it on. But there's a great middle ground, and this drum is very versatile, hence they named it Versatis. Russ Miller, if you don't know who Russ Miller is, get on YouTube and check out Russ Miller. He designed this drum with Mapex to be versatile. He's a heavyweight studio musician in LA. He's a monster, and he's been a really cool guy to me, and check him out, Russ Miller. In any case, maybe this isn't the sound I'm looking for. Maybe I want something deeper. The cool thing about this drum is it's been built so that I can lower that, not super low, but low enough to get some thump out of it, or crank it high and get a real crack out of it, or sit it somewhere in the middle. It's totally up to you to decide what sound you want out of your snare drum. Do you want a really high crack? That's up to you. Do you want that maybe Levon Helm band type 70s wet low thing? That's up to you. Do you want something in the middle? Again, that's up to you. I tend to be middle and up. I've got a couple of snare drums that I specifically use for wetness and just kind of detuned. This isn't that drum. So, but right now, I'm gonna take this off the table. What you wanna do when you wanna hear what a drum truly sounds like, get it off the table, get it off your lap, whatever, grab it by the rim and hold it in midair so it's not touching anything. And that's sounding pretty good. Now, let's talk about snares. This is where a lot of people make a huge mistake. How tight do the snares go? And the answer is, it's a balancing act. I loosened up the snares so I could get my stick underneath it, so we're gonna have to tighten them back up. So if I put the snares on right now, okay, let's see where we are. Not bad, not bad at all. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna tighten them up a little bit with their tension rod for the strainer. Okay, your goal for this is to make sure that the snares that they speak at the edge of the drum, that they speak in the middle of the drum, that they speak everywhere in between, okay? So I am going to be right back. I should have brought a snare stand, but I'm gonna get a snare stand and now we can start toying with this thing. So I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. So we're talking about the snares. So what I'm going to do is, now I have set the snares away from me. That's where I like to play them. My main reason for that is, whether I'm playing soft, I'm playing loud, I'm always over the snare drum. I don't play out to in. Some people do, I don't. But I play over the snare drum this way. I don't care if it's drum set, I'm still playing that way, and I want my sticks to be over the snares at all times. So, I'm gonna turn the snares on, and I'm going to completely detune them. Not detune, but get a lot of slack on them where they don't actually. Okay, let's start there. Wow, that sounds terrible. Okay, so you would not want this sound. Pop over there. All right, so. Okay, that's not the sound you want. So what you want to do is start to screw this down. You're gonna tighten up those snares over time. I like to start at the edge and right here, lightly see what I've got. That sounds terrible. As you can tell, they're starting to grab. They're starting to touch the snare side head. Still terrible. Better, but still not good. That's not bad. It might be a little washy, but notice how it gets right out of the way. It snaps. I'm playing lightly. You want to play lightly to make sure that this happens. Okay? So, staying light on this, I'm going to bring it to the middle of the head. Okay, I think it could be a little tighter. Not much. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, now. Not bad. Now I know I've just drowned out this microphone. So sorry about that. But in any case, what happens if it's too tight? And this is where I see people going wrong. They crank down this thing like there's no tomorrow. So let's see what we get. It starts to sound like a box. So what's happening is you've tightened it so much that the resonant head on the bottom can no longer function. There is your problem. So you need to find that balance, okay? You need to find the balance. So right now, anyway, so we're gonna undo these a little bit. I'm doing them together. Yes, this particular snare drum, you can go from both sides so that there is a balance. Kind of fuzzy for my liking. How about if I go the opposite direction? Whoa. That sounds pretty darn good, not gonna lie, at least in this room. I know that this microphone is not doing this thing any favors as far as sound. I get that totally. In the comments below, if you guys have any questions about this, please put it in the comments below. I would love to answer them. Again, I think the biggest mistake of tuning snare drums is the strainer. Is it too tight? You're choking the drum. Is it too loose? It just sounds like jangly stuff. You gotta find a balance, and it's not gonna be totally tight. It's not gonna be totally loose. It's gonna be more tight than loose, obviously. Second problem is you didn't tune the bottom head enough. It's too loose, more than likely. Be careful on the bottom head. Yes, you want it crazy tight, but if you go too far, those drum heads, I don't care what company it is. I don't care if it's Remo, if it's Evans, if it's Aquarian. I don't care. The fact of the matter is you can actually break those heads just by tuning too tight. So mind that, okay? Keep that in mind. And then third, making sure that all of your tension rods sound the same around the drum head. I'm not lying, today was a freak show. They just don't line up like that on a normal basis. That is not normal. So I got really lucky. Way to go, Remo. Woohoo! Ka-ching! By the way, you can see it from up top, but this is a Remo Diplomat fiber skin, and I tend to really like this particular drum head on snare drums. I first learned about it. Steve Smith, my hero, was playing it, and so I said, okay, let's give that a go. And I've really liked that on most of my snare drums. Not all of them, but most of them. I think it sounds fantastic. In the comments, ladies and gentlemen, please put down in the comments, what's the hardest part of tuning a snare drum for you? What is it? Is it any of the three things? Is it something that I didn't discuss? Please put that down in the comments. Also, if you got something out of this video, please subscribe, like, and share this video. That would be very cool. It really does help us out. And until the next time, take care, everybody.